I've been looking forward to bringing you this review for quite some time now. A development of an idea that's caused a lot of buzz. Keep watching. Hello, welcome back. It's GotAUkulele review day. As ever, the summary video review to the full written review with all the details and everything, which is on the website, linked below each one of these videos. I'm not a commercial website. If you want to say thank you and help support me like these people have done, there are also some links down there, because I don't take money from brands to do this. It's completely independent. So my eternal thanks go to people who are helping this site happen every week, because that's what they're doing. Really, really helpful. You can also help out for free by subscribing to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell symbol. You'll get notified of new stuff that comes along. Okay, this one has been quite a while in the coming, and I've been really looking forward to bringing you this one. They've arrived. Some time ago, I looked at an instrument from Carla. Carla have gone through some quite big changes of late. Really exciting stuff happening with Carla. New model developments happening. Things like the Contour series. And I looked at their Carla Revelator Nautilus series from the USA, which I thought was a wonderful instrument. It was a development project that came about with Pete Howlett, very, very well known and talented UK luthier, who developed a ukulele that was easy to put onto a production line and recreate using unconventional build techniques, but sounded superb. I got in quite a bit of flack for that review for saying it was too expensive, or rather for saying why I thought it was too expensive. I was probably a little bit unfair on it in terms of the build, because there was a lot of skill had gone into it, but I still think it was expensive. Anyway, part of that vision of Pete Howlett's is going to come through in this review, because I think that's really important in trying to develop something that is easily recreated, sounds great, easy to put onto a production line and get into the hands of players. So as part of that, Carla have developed a Far Eastern version. This is the Carla Revelator Night Owl. I think it's beautiful. I really do think it's beautiful. One thing that's really important in this review is to not refer to this as a cheaper non-USA version of the Carla Revelator, because there's a lot of differences. The concept is the same. It's the development of that solid chambered body, solid top, offset sound hole thing, but it isn't. It's quite different, but with a lot of things that it shares. So this is made in China, not USA. And they've literally only just arrived in the UK. This is the last one they've all sold, and I've had this in my hands for a couple of weeks now. This one is the mango top. These are also going to come out in acacia top. The way it's worked is similar to that USA one, but as I say, quite a few differences. So what we have is two pieces of solid mango on the top, really beautiful looking mango, and that is put on top of a sort of routed out chambered oven coal back and sides. It's actually three pieces. This neck all the way through, central piece, and then two wings. They're blocks glued together, and then it's routed out on the inside, bonanza style, and then the solid top is dropped on top of it. That is very similar to the USA version, although different woods and just got a kind of different feel to it as well. And part of that's down to the decoration, which we'll come on to. The bridge differs from the USA one. We don't get the pin bridge. We get a slot bridge made of rosewood. Nothing wrong with a slot bridge at all. Very easy to change the strings. Bone compensated top saddle sitting in there. This is really, really tidy. Similar bridge to on the Carla Contour. And then the differences come in. We've got the same sort of shape. We've got the Florentine cutaway. The sound hole is less of that organic shell shape on the USA model, and you just get this oval. It's actually very similar to the original Pete Howlett Revelator prototype he made, and I really like that. I really like it there. I don't think it looks any better or worse than the USA model. Black edge banding to the top, which you don't get on the USA models, and the feel of it is a little bit more angular. The USA models much more organic and sort of rounded off around the edges. That's not to say sharp edges, but a bit more angular, a bit more right angled. with the binding. And then the big difference, of course, is that this is glossed because the USA models are made of satin. And I think it looks great for the gloss, actually. It was one thing I said about the USA model when I was looking at the price was they don't even give you gloss. This is glossed, and it's really nicely done. Otherwise, same sort of dimensions, nice and thin. Little diminutive body. It's what Pete Howlett said was an anomaly. It shouldn't work, but it does work. Certainly the USA model worked. We'll have a play of this one. Inside, not much to say because it's a chamber with a drop top on it, and that integral neck is just all sort of one block. Beautifully carved, again, very nicely done round here. So the neck is a natural extension of the Ukulele body, but it's really nice that the gloss stops seamlessly there, and we go into a satin neck. So dead quick, fast on the hands, nicely squashed on the profile up here, also nicely roomy, 38mm, 30G2A, that's really nice. Fingerboard is made of rosewood, which is in great condition. You've got an owl for one of the position markers, and this nice sort of tapering where it offsets around the sound hole there, really like that. Pearl dots, 3, 5, the owl, 10, 12, 15. Side dots 2. Frets, you get loads of them, about 22, but you wouldn't be using some of these. These are just half frets, but 14 to the body. And like the American version, they don't reach the ends of the fretboard, so there's no chance of any fret sprout. But these are semi-hemi dressed fret ends, so really, really, really nice and smooth on the hands. I mean, they're glassy smooth, really, really nice. Similar sort of headstock to the USA model with that simple curve on the top. Thankfully, Carla, are they moving away from the three-pointed crowns? I hope they are. Faced in rosewood, Carla logo inlaid in pearl. That looks really nice and classy. You don't get the Grover tuners that you get with the American model. These are unbranded, but they're very good quality. Nice quality, and they work very well. This review model, the first batch that came into the UK, had Aquila strings. They are now going to be shipping, when the next batch comes in, they'll be Worth Brown strings. Meh, whatever. You know, I don't mark up and down for strings unless they're really bad, and Worth Brown's Aquilas aren't really bad, so you'll put on what you want. And the only other thing you will have spied is that, because there is, just like the USA model, a passive pickup system in here. No batteries, no ugly control panels on the side, just a jack socket and a passive. Great. I'm not going to plug it in the video because it depends on what amp you use, but I have plugged it in. Sounds really good. Sounds really good. It's probably an R-Tech pickup, something like that, I would have thought. But the big difference, of course, I did say the USA model was expensive, and I stand by that. I think it's expensive. When the next batch of these hit the UK, which is very soon, $399. That's really good value. Oh, I didn't tell you. You also get a really nice branded Revelator padded gig bag. That's good. Sorry, £399 compared to well over $1,000 for the USA models. That's really good. That's really good value. That's reachable by a lot of people. A lot of people asking me, seeing the sneak peek, saying, is it as good as the USA model? Fit, finish and build, yeah, it is. In fact, I think it beats the USA model in some areas. I really like the gloss. Semi-hemi fret ends. Otherwise, feels very similar. Feels a little bit more angular. As I say, the American model feels a bit more organic. But as I say, this is not a cheap version of the American model. It's another development of the Revelator series. It's not a copy of the USA one. Anyway, there we are. We're going to have a play of it. It's really light. It is, I think it's 620 grams. I didn't write down the weight. That's helpful. Something like that. Very, very light. Very, very well balanced. It just feels lovely in the hands. It really does. Basics first. Let's get it tuned up. I really liked the sound of the USA model. And I really like the sound of this. So the volume, first of all, great. Nice sustain. Oh, it's really vibrating. I can feel it here. I can feel it here. Good, that, isn't it? It sounds really nice. It feels maybe a little bit more compressed than the USA model. I don't know. I'm never good at explaining these things. A little bit tighter down the middle, a bit boxed in. Whereas the USA model sounded much freer and more floating. But I really am nitpicking because that's got a really nice bouncy peppy tone. It's rich. It's not all bright. My playing is really shonky this morning. It's great. It's really great. People asking, is it any good? Yeah, it's really good. This is going to get a terrific score. This is kind of what I really like is the fact that Pete took this idea. Carlo have worked with him on that idea. They've produced those first American models, which are divine, but are very expensive and out of reach of a lot of people. But that whole concept thing of develop an instrument that can be put onto a production line, turned out and repeated simply and still delivering good sound and volume for good value, I think this is where it peaks. I think this beats the American one, because that concept works better, because this is much more affordable, $399, and I can't really see much in it where you feel like you're compromising, because I love the gloss look. It's okay, it's not quite as organic, it doesn't kind of feel as sort of handmade as the American models, but it feels really nice. I think it looks great. It plays really well. You've heard the sound. Great sustained volume, nice rich sound, maybe not as free-flowing and as open as the American models, but I'm really, they're 1,200 quid, some of them, $399. I think this is a real sort of testament to some exciting times with Carla. The Contour series blew me away as well. It's been a long time coming. I've been quite critical of Carla over the years lately for them being very samey. No, this isn't samey. This is terrific. The Carla Revelator Night Owl Tenor Ukulele, $399. Solid mango. Also going to be available with solid acacia tops on these block routed oven coal bodies. Love it. Thanks, Carla, for lending me this one. The only one left in the UK at the moment, I believe. But more are coming. Right. Been really looking forward to that. Sorry, that's quite a rambling long old review, but there's a lot to get in, and I wanted to really go over that in detail. I probably messed it up. I'm sorry for my playing. But thanks very much for watching and your support. Really, really appreciate the people who help keep this site going. It really is helpful. Back next week. There's another one coming. Really interesting looking one. Can't wait to show you that one as well. But you have a very good week ahead. Look after each other and yourselves. Take care. See you soon.